Looks good, right? There's a little bit of a delay, but we're gonna try it like this. Now I can see myself, and I'll try to see if I can see you guys as well. Just let me know that there's no duplication. Ah, okay, now I can see the chat. I can see myself. I can see the screen. I gave myself like an hour to learn this whole process beforehand. That is not enough time. So you guys can chat me up. Hola. So I'm just trying this, something new, because sometimes recording these videos just takes a lot of time, and I like to just go ahead and do something and teach you, along the way. So this is not really going to be a tutorial based on how to use CLO. A lot of you that follow me, thank you for the 5,070 followers that have joined us. And we are a community, guys. I mean, 5,000 people, that's a community. It is snowing in New York again. I live in the upstate region of New York, and it is cold outside and snowing again. So there will not be any playing outside. But I put together a little bit of, like I said in the description. Hello, SB. And is that Khadijah? Did I say it right? I don't know how to pronounce your names, guys, but I hope I said it right. You could just do a thumbs up if I said it right. But welcome to the channel, guys. Like I said, I am going to be just working on a little dress here. And this is just something I pulled from Pinterest from, I don't want to say the name wrong and I did not put it down, but I think it's Soul something London. But I'm going to look it up. I'll make sure I put it in the description where this little dress has come from. But before that, a lot of you have trouble finding patterns that you're able to download. So there are a couple things that I want to go over as far as like where you can get patterns from. Some of them I like, some of them I have trouble with, but if you search on the internet, there is one more reliable source that you can get um, DXF patterns, and I'll show you what that is. But when you have a program like this, you're going to have to start learning how to make patterns. I work with a lovely team of designers, and one of them said to me the other day, we're just going to get started as I'm talking you through things. They said to me the other day, I can't believe I made this 3D garment with just squares. And it's so exciting, but at some point you're going to have to learn how to make patterns if you're going to actually use this. And it's okay. I mean, everybody starts from somewhere. Has anyone noticed that female version 1 in CLO is gone? The folder is gone. Is it me, or is the folder like really gone? Maybe some of you already know. Hello, Rox. Okay. Guys, if you chat, if you ask me any questions in here, I will try my best to answer them. I'll be honest, I work a lot. So answering questions is not really my forte. I'll give you a thumbs up. I'll try to answer as much as I can. But I'm going to start taking this a little bit up to the next level for 2021. So I hope you guys are with me and taking it your own skills up, to the next level. So let's see here. Let's open up this avatar. A lot of you guys know that I do not have a fondness for the CLO avatars, but I try to roll with them. So Fifi's my favorite. I'm gonna open Fifi up. They did a lot of work on this. I mean, you have to know, like, measurement wise, you know, my pet peeve is that that's not the widest part of her bum. It's sort of up here. Her thigh is a little bit on the high side. So sometimes, you know, some of the measurement placements might not be ideal for you. And that's something that you'll have to work out if you're using this for real world patterns. And even for patterns that fit a little bit differently, you have to know where her body measurements are. Like for the waist, that's the smallest part of her waist, but I think the waist is about here in real life. But I digress. You can measure her if you know how to measure on a circumference. Say you need something that's in the middle of these 2 points. This measurement tool here called the body circumference measure. You can go ahead and click once on the left, once on the right, and you'll get a lovely loop that you can stabilize, and then you just click it one more time and it will stay there. So you're measuring that measurement. That measurement kind of seems like a, and you got to make sure it's level, because guys, sometimes that loop-de-loop just flies all over the place. So let me do it again. I think it's looking like it's not level. Yeah, it's a little off. So if you want to edit that, you can go ahead and edit. You can delete it. You can start again. And most of you know that I am notorious for not measuring when I'm creating. That is the sketcher in me, the designer in me. That is not the pattern maker. I'm a Gemini, by the way. So I'm a Gemini. And just try to hold it as level as you can. Like there's no stabilizer. Let's see if I touch shift, will it stabilize? Yes. So shift is the answer. For it to stabilize in place, you hold down shift, click it again, and there you have your measurement that's between those two places. So in your avatar editor, your waist, which is at the bottom, I don't know why this window does not size, but your waist is 24. So if I click on this, it will show me the waist highlighted there. It will show me the high hip. It will show me the low hip. Whatever I click on in the avatar editor, that will show where the highlighted measurement is taken from. So the bust is actually a little bit on the small side. So I think this avatar is like a size 2 or a size 4. But like I said, I like to go ahead and create my own sizes. So if I wanted her to be a 34 bust, I could change that. So let's go back to 31 and a half so you can see the difference. Did anything change? Somebody tell me if you saw a change. Yes. Okay, but you notice all of the proportions changed with her. Her whole body changed, if you notice. I'm going to do that again, 31.5. So you have to be very careful in making your measurements, because if you're doing it from here, this is the total body area. So if I just wanted to make her chest 34, I couldn't do it here because I'm in basic. I need to go to advanced. So now in the advanced section, I can control her under bust as well as her bust. So if I wanted her to be 34 and a 34, right? Let's just leave it at that. 33.999, as you can see. But what if I wanted her under bust to be a little smaller? Maybe she's a shapely size 6. It's a little too shapely, but I think you understand. But some people have that you know, then you're giving her sort of a cup size of B or C. If I do it on a size 27.5, which is more reasonable, still curvy, you can do it like that. But that's if you have something that needs to have a cup size, or if you need more advanced measurements, you can do that here. Cross shoulder is here. I really feel like sometimes her shoulders are too wide, and that has to do with this arm cyc thing. You cannot edit the arm cyc, but if you edit the shoulders in this advanced human body tab, you can get rid of some of that underarm thing there. So that is helpful because now you can actually see the whole cyc, whereas before, I'll zoom in there, it was all the way gone. But this is where the measurement points of measure are a little bit tricky. So let's say I just wanted to go ahead and measure that, and I get my shift down. Then I know my arm cyc's 15, and I can use that for split that in half for front and back armhole. Maybe I want it a little lower. So let's say I want it a little lower. Seventeen and a quarter. I always round up when I'm in inches because they give you inches to the point. Are you guys enjoying this? Is anybody watching? Click the like, guys. Encourage me to do more of these because I will get insecure. If you like it, do a thumbs up, do a, I don't know, happy face, something. Talk to me, people. I'm live. Okay, here we go. So that you can use for front and back armhole. So those are the measurements. We're gonna go ahead with measurements that I already have saved. Let's get out of this. I don't need this, so I can take that off. We're gonna start making the dress. Just 1 second. So this is what I mean, guys. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna just go ahead and start teaching you things as we go, as we learn together and grow together. I don't need this. And here we go. So in my avatar size folder, I have another size. I call her Fashion Region 6, and I'll show you why I call her Region. So go ahead and if you've already saved measurements, you can see she's a little more proportional, but her hip is still measuring way too low. So when you change these measurement points, not all of the body landmarks that they have allotted for CLO follow. The bust kind of follows, but it looks like, I mean, really close, but I think the high point of the bust is a little bit higher. Anyway, the waist seems like it's a little bit lower than how they have it. But like I said, I digress. So we're going to go ahead and start making this garment. Let's take another look at it. I want to say Solace of London is where I got this lovely image of the dress. And let's look at this a little closer. She's got a, oh, look at that. That's nice. No, I don't want to do that. I want to zoom up into the back. So this is very peculiar because why is the zipper here? Why is the invisible zip here? What does she have underneath here to open the dress? Does she have two invisible zippers? How about this might be a skirt and a top? What do you guys think? Say in the comments. I think, no, it looks like it's connected. Weird. This might be a bodysuit. And if you notice, it's a three-piece sleeve because she has a seam right here underneath her arm. But she's also got a seam in the back as well. Can you see that? So let's zoom out a little bit. So there's a seam in the back, there's a seam in the front, so that means there's a sleeve panel underneath. It doesn't look like she has shoulder pads. What do you guys think? Shoulder pads, no shoulder pads? Okay, I'm gonna make the dress. I think there's only 8 people watching right now, so I hope you're watching and learning. I think it's a bodysuit. It'd be cute if it was a little bodysuit with 3 buttons in the back. But this is what happens when you don't know what your garment is. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my square. Like I said, I like to stay an inch away from the body. I'm gonna get you guys those pattern resources in just 1 second. So let's see here what kind of shaping we have. We have a dart in the front and we have a dart in the back. We don't have a dart at the armhole. Oh yes, we do. So we have a sweet little bodice dart, your usual thing, usual back bodice dart, and it does not continue. So I want to say that these are 2 different garments. So let's make this one a bodysuit. Just gonna add a crotch here. It's like, how is she adding a crotch? Like this. Gonna add this because I could wear that with a give her some room for the chest. I don't need this here because I have a dart. So I'm gonna go here to my internal line tool. Still my favorite tool to add darts. I'm gonna add a dart. I'm gonna give her armhole some curve, but I noticed that there's a drop shoulder on this garment, so I'm gonna go ahead and raise the neck, drop the shoulder, give my neck a little bit of a curve, and now I still feel like I will need some more chest. Shape that curve a little bit better, give her some more narrowness in the crotch area. And this crotch is about 2 1/4, 2 3/8. So let's make that 1 1/2, because no one's crotch is that big. Anyway, okay. So I can do a little bit of shaping here. And this, if you don't want to go ahead and learn pattern making or how to make, something from scratch, you can just watch people. You can copy patterns from Pinterest. Pinterest has a lot of black and white patterns. So let's click on the center line with your line selection tool. Edit pattern. Z is your hot cut key. Your shortcut key, hotkey. Okay, I'm gonna unfold with symmetric editing. I laugh at myself all the time, guys. I had my personal work review, and my supervisor called me a teacher. She's like, "That's just who you are, Darrell. You're just a teacher." I took that. I took that as a compliment. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this whole pattern piece because proportionally it's gonna be somewhat the same. And then I'm going to show you how I do my sleeve. I'm going to copy and then mirror paste. Right click, mirror paste. Wait for those pink lines and then get them up. So with this little line back here, since I'm just going to the back, I'm going to keep the side seams the same. I'm just going to go ahead and click these Bezier curve points, and I'm going to bring them out just a little bit. Now, you guys have seen me do swimwear tutorials. The front and the back are never the same length. The front is longer and the back is shorter. So I'm going to shorten that. I'm going to lengthen this just a little bit. I'm going to add a point so that the narrowest point can get a little narrower, and then you can get a nice shape from that. I don't know about these humps, so we're going to see if they give me a problem. Now, here's my little pet peeve about the neck. I'm going to bring this up as if it were a back neck drop of, remember you have rulers. If you are not fooling around like I am, and you need to use your rulers to measure your neck drop, you just go ahead and click and drag, and now you know that is an inch. You can also tell by your squares that that's an inch. So that's a back neck drop of 1 inch, and then I'm going to reshape it. Are you guys enjoying yourselves? No one's typing. It's too early, right? It's Sunday. In New York, it's 11. My son just woke up. He's studying Blender. He's an artist as well. And he's like, I did a tutorial and it took so long and I got nothing. So he's back at it again this morning. So we're just enjoying ourselves in the snowy weather in New York. Now, back neck width is what controls your front neck width. So even though I copied this copy and pasted this front, I can't have the back and the front the same, or she will get a little droopy. The neckline won't come in as nice and rounded as I want it to come. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shoulder seam and just drag it in just a little bit, trying to keep to my back neck drop of 1, and then I'm going to shape it out a little bit better. So when you bring the curves out, that's what helps to make your if you have them like crossing, if you have these selectors crossing, you get more of a square line. If you bring them closer to the point, you'll get more rounded line. Unfortunately, you can't click it if your measurement thing is in the way. So when I get rid of it, I will do that. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn on my arrangement points coming with every avatar, these arrangement points. And I'm going to move a little fast. So if you guys have questions, listen, I'm telling you, now's the time. Did you see that? That's called distraction. But I'm showing you that for a reason, right? Because right here is like reset 2D arrangement. And then it will just go back up. So this makes it go to the 2D arrangement, and this makes it go to the 3D arrangement. So let me turn my arrangement points back on. Guys, if you take yourself too seriously in life, you will cut off what you can learn and grow from. So do not take yourself so seriously. Life is fun. It should be fun. Okay, so now that's my 3D arrangement in the back. A lot of times I think it's close enough in the front, but as your pieces get complex, you want to use the 3D arrangements for the front, just because you'll be able to put it back if things get a little bit crazy. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing. Even though my darts are sewn, I'm going to go ahead and click on my sewing, my edit sewing, and see what is sewn and what's not sewn. So a lot of people work left to right. I like to work inside to outside when I'm sewing. So let's go to this tool, which is called your segment sewing tool. And this is the one that you just click on one line and sew it to another. Now, as you can see, that is not what you want to ever see. So you could just slide this up and down until that goes away. So this little cursor here, this little notch point, I call it a notch, I'm not sure what it's called, but I like to make sure that they're pointing to the same direction, which is to the open neck, or upward or downward. So this one's facing down, not up, down. Thank you, YBA. Okay, so here, like I said, inside to outside, this is gonna go pointing to the outside, and I'm gonna go to the inside, but pointed to the outside. And you're gonna see that that's how you get a straight line in your crotch. A lot of times we just think that we're just supposed to sew it when it's symmetrically, when the pattern is symmetrical. Yeah, this tends to get crisscross when you're doing a bodysuit. So that's a little tip for you there. But I think I'm all sewn up. So you guys ready for the big reveal? Do you guys remove your arrangement points before? I wonder. I can never remember. Do the arrangement points go away or do they stay if you hit simulate? Let's find that out. Or do you remove your arrangement points on purpose? I think they disappear. They disappear. Just one of those things that you never really like, okay, what's happening? So here, she's got that little jittery thing. This is telling me that it's not really wide enough in the right place. I am keeping this on her. This is a little bit too small. So this is good because then I could just go ahead and fill this in. She's not wearing a swim bikini, Dorel. So why do you have it shaped like that? This is a bodysuit, outerwear. I mean, ready to wear bodysuit. So you can give her a little bit of crotch. Yeah. Did I make this come down a little bit? Not bad, but what about the back? See right here, then we start to get a little full. So let's just straighten that out. Do I need another bump? Another point, I mean? Can straighten that out. Now you guys have seen some of my swimwear videos. I have a pose that is specifically to stop this area. So I have to leave it alone because then I'll be here all day trying to get this out of her personal area. I'm going to go ahead and give this some length. I'm going to give this some width, like a real bodysuit. And then pull that out just a bit. That's better. I mean, for what we're doing, I'm not going to belabor over everything. So now let's look at this neck. See, now the neck is nice and close to where I want it. The shoulder is a little, I could do a little bit more drop shoulder. So now that I have these two side by side, inside to inside, outside to outside, I kind of like to go ahead and gauge. So this shoulder is going to be 4 5/8, and then I'm going to change the length. You guys know that you can right click is your friend. Ooh, maybe because I'm yelling. Let's see. So I think you guys can hear me because no one's answering me. Oh, you know why? Okay, so you're saying that it's too low because I turned it down. Okay, so I'm going to turn up the microphone because I turned the computer way down. Now, how's that? Better? Can you hear me? Because I feel like I'm yelling. No one's answering me. I'm, okay, good. Okay. So, now that you can hear me, I'm going to change this length to be 5. We're going to use even numbers. Now, did you see the arrow? I can't really zoom in, so I'm going to cancel this so I can zoom in and you can see a little bit better. Changing the length, right click on your line, go to change length. There are these drop downs. Start, both, end. I don't want it to be at the start of the line because that will change my neckline. I want to change the shoulder, so I'm going to make it go to the end, and I'm going to change this. You'll see the arrow pointing out right about here. Change this to 5, right? And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Change the length, but I'm going to go to end because I want it to go out to the armhole. And I'm going to change this to 5, which is a little bit better. Better? It's better. Simulate and see how that shoulder comes out just a little bit. Now, there's supposed to be a dart here, right? I did discover that. So why did I not put a dart here on the armhole? Where is her apex? So I'm going to make a dart that points to the apex down. Let me add a point. I'm going to add a dart. Right click, option menu, add dart. Arm width. Let's change it to 1. No, let's change it to 0.75. It's adding it to both sides, right? This I have not figured out yet. I need a tutorial on this thing here. This is to add the fullness back. But if I just click enter, I have no idea why they did this. You can move this. If anybody tells me in the chat, I will listen and pay attention to you. No? Nobody? Like, ugh. I don't know what's happening. So I just press enter. So it gives me a little bit of fullness. But I'm going to go ahead and drag this line out. I'm going to drag this point somewhere close to where I thought it was supposed to be. I don't like the fact that it makes this so shaped. Now that's some dart, Harry. I don't want a lot of ease in there. So let's work on that. And it's already sewn. And pretty good. So now I have a dart in the front. I have a dart here. I have a bodysuit. This neck is a little bit wide now because I opened the shoulder. Yeah, so when I moved those those red lines, then I didn't like the shape. Thank you for telling me that. Because I usually just press enter and I ignore those dots because I already, as you can see, I already have shaped my armhole the way I want it to be. But then I forgot the dart. So my armhole shape pretty much stayed the same as I wanted it because I had to adjust it back. So thank you for that, YBA. I wish I knew your real name. But YBA will suffice for YouTube life. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so now we're at the sleeve point. Guys, I'm so afraid of sleeves. You've heard some of my other videos. I complain about making sleeves. It's not that difficult. It's not hard. But I make it hard. There's several ways to do the sleeve. So now I'm going to show one way. And you're just going to have to watch. And we're going to make some sleeves. So that is a very small armhole at 7 5/8. Back armhole, 9. Yes. So did I forget the I forgot the dart, but it's okay because I made the dart, so now the armhole is going to get bigger. So now what I want to do is I want to give her back some height in the front. Let's see what kind of armhole measurement I get here. And 8 and 9 1/4. All right. She's still hiking in the crotch area. I'm going to add some, a little bit of elastic, even though I guess you would for a real bodysuit, right? I'm gonna give her some snaps. Actually, this should be like a pullover. I don't know where should, okay, you guys tell me, where should I put the open and close for this bodysuit? I think I can give her a nice long zipper in the back. That's what it looks like it's a long zipper in the back. I'm gonna show you guys the picture again since those have joined us late. This has to be a zipper in the seam, right? What do you guys think? Zipper? This looks like it's some kind of a strap. No, this has to be a zipper in the back and a zipper for the skirt, a 2-piece. So I'm going to give her a nice long zipper in the back of her bodysuit because this is fitting very contour, and there's no bunching or anything. So I don't know if it's Photoshop or what, but this, we're going to work on our stuff. And I'm going to move a little bit faster so you guys catch on. All right, the dress is coming out a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give her some elastic. And all you have to do for the elastic, you don't have to go crazy. Click on elastic, stop your simulation. Click on elastic. Make it the lowest you can. I usually do 2 by 3. And for this, I would do 97%. That means pretty much no stretch. But it will control, as you can see now, it's not hiking up as much. It gives her control. I don't know that I like this side seam. Anyway, okay. And this gaping at the neck. Why is it gaping at the neck? Because I elongated her. And you see this little point here? That means her front and back neckline are not aligned. I have someone at work that works in Asia, and his favorite word, I swear, is aligned. It has to be aligned. So that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. When you're creating these things, even if you have direction, as a designer, you're going to go off on a tangent. So let's go back to my sleeve. I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'm going to go ahead and make a rectangle, not too long. Usually about 22 inches is good. What do we have here? 23. Okay. I'm going to do one side and then I'm going to go ahead and do another side. 18 for my sleeve and seam. Now we did say that this was a 3-piece sleeve and a bell. So let me go ahead and get my cap ready. And then I'm going to slice my sleeve up. Yes, cut it. You need to cut it. When that song was out, I used to sing that every day at work because I was always the tech designer who would cut the samples, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But like, can I cut it though? Can I cut it? Like, you need to cut it. Okay, I'm going to leave this open because we're going to make a bell sleeve anyway. I'm going to go ahead and give me a point around my elbow. What is this line adding up to? 9. So that might be good for the back. I'm going to go ahead and unfold this. And I am not going to give it symmetric editing because I don't want the inside symmetry of the sleeve. I want the sleeve to sleeve symmetry. So because this is the back, which the back should be about 9 and 9 1/4 with the ease. The front was 8. So that means I can go ahead and take off about a 1/2 inch on here. Ooh, funky sleeve, funky. Okay. YB is the only one really chatting with me. YB, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. How did you have an invisible zipper in the netting? I don't know. That is it really invisible? It's not really invisible. It's cold invisible. So I'm going to go ahead and straighten this out until I get a little bit more closer to 8. I have 13 people on here and I can't believe no one has any questions for me as much as I like post on Instagram. You guys don't want to know what I'm working on, what I'm doing. That's okay. There will be more of these. I'll try to do these on Sunday once a week. And you guys can get your questions together. I'm just measuring right now. 8.2 is good. Okay, so this is my front sleeve. This is my back sleeve. Nice curve. I'm going to go ahead and make some baselines here. Just because. I'm going to go ahead and go down about an inch. Go across. And I'm going to go center of the sleeve, down, double click. Now I'm going to make these my I'm going to make these baselines. It's like 4 seasons up in here. All right. I'll leave it alone. That will help me with my curve. So I might put one on the other side. Right click and I can say convert these to baselines. I'm going to go ahead and put one on the other side. Like I said, sometimes you'll see these lines on sleeves and they do help you with the curve of your sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and make my own line. You can see that this curve might be a little bit too far out or in. So I might want to go ahead and change that now that I have these wonderful lines. Okay. And this might be a little bit too high up. So these baselines, they're there for a reason, to help you guide your shape a little bit better. Hi, Alina. So like I said, I'm going to show everybody who's just joining. This is the garment that we are attempting to make really quickly. So I'm going to take a break. This is actually, it has a dart here. So what happens when you're doing these things, sometimes you have to go ahead and dissect. Like there's a dart here. You know, unwrap this in your mind. Dart here. Neckline. It's got some kind of really teeny tiny binding on her neck, which tells me that she has a facing in the back. 3-piece sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and go to this 3-piece sleeve. So, 3-piece sleeve. Okay, level of difficulty. I'm going to give her 1 right there. Add point to pattern outline will make your point go all the way to the pattern outline. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a perpendicular line at the bottom. And I'm going to use these lines to make my inner sleeve after I shape the sleeve the way that I want. And then I will have these be the actual sleeve seam and pieces left and right. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Show you about that. So now let's sew the sleeve on, and then I can shape the sleeve the way that I want. I could give her a little shape right here, but guess what we want to do? We don't want to just go out like this. You really want to do that. Why? Why? Because we want that sleeve to be nice and curved. So I'm going to use my slash and spread for the sleeve. I'm going to use it in 3 places. Here, push, hold down shift, that keeps control over everything, and then spread it a little here. Wait, let's do that again. I don't want it right on that line. Just want to do a little bit. Let's do right click 1.5. Right? I'm going to go between these two lines. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Move it out a little bit, right click 1.5. Then I'm going to go to the middle. Then I won't get those sharp points where I have these points. I'm going to change these points to curve points. But I'm going to go ahead on one side of the sleeve and then on the other side of the sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and add 2.5. Why am I doing it like that? Because I don't want my cap measurement to change, and I don't want the proportions of the sleeve to change. So how much did I add? 2.5. Nice. Okay, look at all these wonderful lines. We'll get rid of those in just a second. So now let's go ahead and pretend that we're happy with that sleeve. Scary sleeves. I'm going to go ahead and sew my sleeve together first. We said this was the back. So the back is usually on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and put a notch where my pivot point was not. This is where my original sleeve center was. And I'm going to go ahead and sew my sleeve to the back to that point. And let's see how close we get. We get very close. Now let's do the front. Okay, we're very close to the sleeves. I mean, that was a nice way to do sleeves. Hold down shift so you can sew one side to multiple lines. Like that, and then let go. That one was a little bit long, but not by much, less than 1/4 of an inch, I believe. And then I can go ahead and put this on, highlighting my points. Anybody saying anything? Hello, 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 Artie. Hello, Novi. Novi, don't call me ma'am. I know it might be very polite, but it makes me feel like I'm from the 80s. My name is ma'am. Okay. Highlight my sleeve, and I'm going to have it on the second one. I like having it on the second dot on the arm. A lot of people put it up here. Sometimes that's a little bit too much collision, so I like to do it on the one or even down here to let it slide up. But here it starts to get into the fingers if you do it down here. So I don't want to do it down here. I want to do it on the second one. It's a little closer. Now I always do one sleeve first. Then I can sew it together, fit it, and then I copy it to the other side. So if you guys are ready, I will hit the space bar to simulate. Look at that nice, lovely, nice sleeve there. Look at that. Now, on purpose, I have off my show your base lines and show your internal lines, which is right here. So now it's very distracting for me to see it like this. I can't revel in the beauty. But as you can see where the seam would be on the front and on the back, it's kind of about the same space. So I digress. This thing is going up or crack, but we're not going to see that anyway. All right, guys. So I turn those off because, like I said, that's a big distraction. You can turn off many things here. You can turn off the garment. You can turn off, I don't know what those lines are. Seam lines. Really? Why would you want to turn off your seam lines? But you never know. Maybe you're doing a seamless garment. I don't know. You turn off your seam lines. Oh, because you turn off the pressure of the seam. Not really the actual where the seam is, but the pressure of the seam. You turn off your internal lines, base lines, 3D pen, which I don't have anything on this garment, garment measurements. But anyway, so that's a very nice sleeve. You guys watched me do it here. I learned a lot about sleeve making, so I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, I used to be afraid. Sometimes you have to take yourself to the next level. In my earlier videos, you will see me struggle making sleeves. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to symmetrically copy this pattern. Right click, symmetric pattern with sewing. So now it's sewn front and back, right? Deep, deep, deep. But it does not go to your arrangement points, which that I don't understand. Should go to the arrangement points together, like where the exact same sleeve is. But I digress. If you put it there, it will realign both sleeves. Hit simulate. If you notice, when you click on your sleeve, you can see all of the lines for everything. So I can see my base lines will be highlighted. Everything will be highlighted here. The back is just sweet. There's nothing going on with the back. The shoulder line is good. So this would be, to me, a good fitting garment. Go ahead and turn on her measurements. You can see where everything kind of hits. All right. It's not too tight in the arm. The waist is a little high, so I could lower that waistline just a little bit. So let's do that really quickly. How much is that going to be? Probably about an inch. Why would I do such a thing? Just for better fit. Start holding it and dragging it down. Hit shift. To control where it is, I'm just going to stop at 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and take out some of the shape that I had here, which I was worried about. Now it really looks like a bubble. When you bring the curve up, it brings your shape up. When you bring it in, it flattens it and concaves it. If you keep it close to the line, you get a good control over the shape of the line that you want. Bringing it up, making it nice and curved, hitting simulate, and look at that, it fell back really nicely. So let's see where it is. Look at that. That was a guesstimation. It was about an inch above her supposed waistline. Novi, are you the one asking me to drape in 3D? That was someone asking me to go ahead and totally ignore the 3D and drape in 3D. I will be honest. I will practice that, but that is not easy as it seems because this is a 2D to 3D pattern software. This is not a 3D to 2D pattern software. But you can do it, okay? You can do it. It just takes a lot of tools like this pen tool, tacking tool, 3D avatar pen, and all of that to make your lines and all that. Okay, so I'm going to take a break here at this bodysuit. I'm going to show you guys, now that I have 14 people, the most, I'm going to show you a little website, a couple websites that I use to get patterns that have helped me take a few shortcuts and just learn. There are a lot of patterns out there that give you free patterns in SVG format, PDF format, and one that does DXF that sometimes they have free patterns and sometimes they don't. So let's go to the internet. We're going to take a break. I'm going to go to the internet. I'm going to show you all my junk. And I'm going to go to Lecala. Some of you guys already know about this stuff, but it's good if you want to go ahead and download some patterns. These are free patterns. You can go ahead and sometimes they change the patterns. Sometimes they're offering different types of patterns. On this site, you will find pretty much a pattern for everything that you can go ahead and start with and go ahead and manipulate. However, these patterns only come in PNG format. Not PNG, SVG. Sorry, my bad. So you can go ahead and put in measurements, get standard measurements. Likala. I think it's Likala or Likala. I'm not sure how you say it. But this is one of those things. And it uses this other company that's called CAD. And they also have free patterns every now and then. I will show you some of the things that I've ordered. And I'll show you like this one. So what ends up happening is you order these patterns, you buy them. I think they're like a couple of dollars each. Don't mind that mine says 0. That's something else. But you can get the SVG file. You can save this SVG. And you can open this SVG in Illustrator. Right? So I'm going to go to Illustrator. I'm going to show you this real quick. Hope you guys are enjoying this content. I'm going to open my SVG file. Where did it go? Oh, desktop. I'm always doing something on desktop. You guys should have been here earlier. Owl Hugs will tell you the struggle was real trying to set up this YouTube cast. Here it is. Now, you will be able to get the pattern, the full pattern in SVG format, and you can translate that to Illustrator. However, sizing and proportion is key. What you can do is copy and paste the actual lines that you want. If you click here, the simulation of the seam allowance is there. Everything is in this one little piece. So you can go ahead and take the actual line art and put it into Illustrator and into CLO3D and resize it. You can take a photograph of the pattern and put it in and just copy it like that. Or you can save this as Illustrator file. I'm just going to change the name so it doesn't change the whole thing. I'm sure there are a whole bunch of settings and everything that I haven't figured out. Once I figure it out, I'll tell you guys how you can use this, because these patterns are customizable. I'll go back to the website. You can go ahead and customize these patterns. So they have this little thing on here that's like, oh, if you want a jumpsuit, you want a fitted jumpsuit. It's really cool because you can go ahead and get started with a pattern, and it just cuts your time in half. I want a square neck jumpsuit with flare pants that are ankle length, that have darts, and regular darts from the armhole, and dart back design with a sleeve. I mean, this is so cool because you can save the SVG as a Illustrator. Anybody that oh, Dia, thank you so much for saying I'm enjoying great content. So this thing has so many different things, and if you want to learn about making patterns and shapes, you can go ahead and download some of these patterns, and you will know how to make a 3/4 length sleeve with a slit. You will know how to make all these different types of sleeves. Sometimes they have free content. You have to go through the site and find it, or you have to join the newsletter, and then they send you information on what patterns are free for that month. People make these patterns. I want a flounce sleeve, and then voila. That's my favorite word, voila. I am not French. Here it is. So now what their system does in the background, this pattern's for $249. I have a size saved, which is region. You guys were here earlier, you know who region is. So I have the size input already to the size avatar that I'm working on. And I can enter measurements that I want. And I can go ahead and add this to my, for $2 to get a custom, $2.50 to get a custom pattern. Okay, I can roll with that. So, and then to be able to put it into Illustrator and then work with it from there. I will figure out the workaround, changing it to a DXF pattern. So, if you want sizes, they're only 50 cents. If you want to order small, medium, and large, you can do that. If you want to order all the patterns, you're talking $17. But now you have patterns for every size. Cool, right? Only $17 worth the investment, I say. So this is one site. Another site some of you will probably know is Taylor Nova, who also gives 2 free patterns a month with the free membership. So Taylor Nova, let's go to their pricing. So for free, we like free, okay? We like free. You know what, Dia? A lot of people don't make 3D from scratch. Some people have clients. Some people have, they want to get closer to a size. It's really good if you can, but a lot of people need to learn. A lot of people have CLO and, everything is a square, like I said earlier. You think you're making a wonderful garment out of 3 squares, and that's not really what's going on. So this is a way for people to learn. This is a way for people to, get free content. So 2 downloads of PDF, DXF, and DXF AAMA pattern formats. So you get 2 patterns a month for free. I'm going to show you the process. This is similar to the one that we just did, but this is like the big sister to this one. Why? It doesn't have as much options, but if I want to design something, go to new design. You can get your new design, 2 of them, free every month. This website is not all the way there yet. Who wants a coat pattern? Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. Kevin, I'll tell you what you can do for a coat pattern next. Okay, so say I want a dress. Let's start. I'm going to do this real quick. You guys can play around on this site. You can join for free. It gives you the pattern on your grid, but it also gives you a 3D view, which is terrible. They're working on it, believe me. But the fact is free. For 2 of them free once a month, you can build your own library of things, patterns that are already pre-fit to your intended measurements that you want to work with. You can put in CLO avatar measurements. You can put in any person in your family's measurements and get some of these things. And right now this is just women's wear. You click on the silhouette. I'm going to show you real quick, but the website is not cooperating. Let's close out some of these things here. Okay, so you got a prom dress coming up. You can do this. Say you have a client that wants like 12 designs of her prom dress. Anyway, get the idea, guys. My internet is like, you trying to stream, you trying to do, my internet is like, we are not your friend right now. So, play around on here. I'm gonna go ahead and download this one. Here, region is the size here, right? Let's add a sleeve real quick. Let's add a long sleeve. 3D is not working. I think right now I am using up my bandwidth on the internet, being that my son is probably also on Blender right now. And for the fast internet that I have, I'm using it up. Sleeve, come in. And then you could just download the pattern. Now, if I want to download this pattern, I already have my size picked out. I want to actually do a DXF AAMA. This will come into CLO. Long story short, download it. It comes in as a DXF. And that is that. So there are other places that you can go ahead, but this is one of my favorite sites in order to like speed up the process of draping your own click, click, click. Not everybody can click like us, dear. But that's one way. So let's get back to the dress. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and work on some fabric. Let me close out that thing. I don't know why. This is just like taking up a lot of space. So yes, guys, you are 5,000 strong. Clap for yourself. 5,000 viewers. So I figure I'd give you guys some really good content coming up. It's going to be all about Daz. If you go to my Patreon account, I've already released about 2 or 3 videos on Daz if you go to the Patreon. If not, you just have to wait for it to be released here. Because this is such a niche, I'm not making a lot of money with 5,000 subscribers. I'm having a lot of fun, but it doesn't, you know, it offers me very, very little support, less than $100, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about fabric real quick while we're here before we do the skirt. So right now you can group this. You have to excuse me, guys. I have allergies really bad, especially in the morning. I'm going to group this. I'm going to move them all over at once. And now let's talk about the skirt real quick. Guys, I really want to believe this is a skirt with 2 darts, a back waist seam. I mean, what do you guys see here? It's a skirt, right? Because why would she have a zipper right and a hook and eye right here? All right, I think we already went through this, guys. So this looks like it's actually coming out of the side seam and just kissing and flouncing. So let's see how close we can get to this look. So, as Dia said, oh, the coat. I forgot about the coat. Okay, so Pinterest is your friend. Coat patterns. Winter coat patterns. Some nice coats out there. Like this. Could you guys see the green one I put on my Instagram? That was a nice coat. But a coat is not that hard because it's pretty much a square with a flap. So, coat sewing patterns. You just have to get that roll right. You have to get that shape good, you know? Pattern. Coat pattern. There is actually a coat pattern on Mood that I saw. I do use Browzwear as well. So let's see something that you can do for this coat. Coat pattern image. Image? What will bring up the black and white flat? This is nice. This is cute. This is a cute coat, Kevin. Kevin, basically this is an overlap with a roll. So somebody that I really admire who's a pattern maker is Antonio Donano. Antonio Donano. Coat. In his book, which I have all of his books, he has coat patterns. So let's see if we can get some images. Coat pattern. So if you go on Amazon, you can get some of his books, Kevin, and they have actual pattern layouts and measurements on how to make coats. But let's look up just Antonio Donano. Donano. I know I'm messing up his butchering his name. So this is what he does. So let's see if there are any coats. Basically, this is pretty much what you'll get. But within this whole description, there's English version and there's Italian version. Within this whole description, he gives you the measurements and the points and everything on how to make whatever is in this image to your size or to the size that you need. So he gives you the formulas, he gives you the placements, he gives you all of the points of everything in order to go ahead and build the pattern to whatever size that you need. So that is a good book, a great resource. I have all of his books because they are phenomenal, especially with different treatments in couture and in women's wear and men's wear. Pattern books are your friend. You can basically go ahead and copy this and pull it into CLO as a graphic and do your lines and then fit it from there. And that's it. So now let's go back and see how fast we can finish this. I have no idea. Okay, so it's almost been an hour. Guys, after this, I will post the final video. So I'm not going to keep you guys going on for another hour. If you guys want to stay on, I will stay on, but I have to get claps or hearts from everybody to say that you want me to stay on and finish this. But I will offer the link to my Google Drive to this project file. So let's make the skirt real quick because skirts are quick. Let's see how long that skirt is. Woo, ankle length. Not a fan. Anyway, we're going to make what we see because in this business, that's what we want to do. Polygon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to quickly say where did this want to go? Up here. Right? I'm going to give a dot for my dart. I'm going to do like this. Woo, ankle length. Simple, just go up, give her a little room. Put a point at the hip. And connect your dots. Give her, you know, if we had a hip curve, this is what we will be doing with it. So I'm going to show you how to add fullness to your dart once you put your dart in. This point right here. Looks like it almost connects to the other one, right? Let's see. Add dart. I'm not going to give this dart too much length. I mean too much width like I did the other one. I'm going to go ahead and make this long. Oh, the other way. About 7 inches, right? 7's good. Oh, yes, enter, please. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this out just a little bit. And I'm going to bring this out just a little bit. But then I'm going to go ahead and sorry guys, my nose itches. Unfold with symmetric editing. If you don't know that, you are editing the same side, the same things on each side of the pattern. Your darts come in already sewn. I am going to, yes, hold on. I'm just going to go ahead and copy the back, and I'll show you the difference between the front and the back. Mirror paste, wait for your pink lines, and then paste. Actually, this looks like it goes down lower. So your darts in the back, just make them a little longer, and make your hip a little bit wider and straighter. Oh, I don't want to do that. Right. And then wider, and then straighten out the curve a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and widen it out here, straighten out the curve a little bit. Why? Because where you are big at in your width, in your front, your back's a little straighter. Even though the back's kind of rounder, you kind of want to, you'll see what I mean. So you're controlling that here. Bring these out a little bit longer than the front, because the front doesn't have that much curve to worry about, just the belly curve and the hip curve. But the back is where you have most of the curve, so you kind of want to bring it out, give yourself more fabric and less shaping. So let's sew this up, and we're going to see what happens when we simulate it. And you can see it's a little bit pegged, but that's okay. Remember, your points, your arrangement points will disappear when you simulate. Simulate, not assimilate. Simulate. English is my first language. So now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I arrange my front as well as my back, and just bring it down. That way when I want to go ahead and do my arrangement point, reset to 3D and reset to 2D, my 3D will know where to go. So nice. 2 on your keyboard. All right, I can roll with that. I'm doing it really fast, guys. I'm sorry, but it's been an hour. I know there are some YouTube watchers, they could watch for 3 hours. Guys, it's Sunday. I want to rest. Okay. But like I said, I'm going to have a link to this in my Google Drive, where you can download this project file. So now we come to the biggest part of the thing, which is the drape. How are we going to get that drape? To do this, at the hip on the side, this is coming from the side. Got to be coming from the side. There's no seam in the back, so there must be an opening in the front, right? You think so? Because she's not going to walk like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the linked editing from the front. But I'm going to put a point here down the center. I'm going to cut it. Oh, should I cut it or should I make a split? You guys tell me, make a split or cut it? I think I'm going to make a split. What are you guys doing? Eating cereal? What are you guys doing? You're watching me, I'm playing in the background like I do to so many other YouTubers. So I'm just going to make a split. I'm going to open it up a little bit. Like drinking coffee, petting the dog. Right. So it's going to release that a little bit, because the cascade's going to come down here, right? Cascade's going to come down. It's got to go from here to the side. So that means one side's going to be longer than the other. And to get a cascade, we need a rounded hem and a straight top. Am I right, guys? Rectangle. think so. I think so. I can't remember, guys. This is something that will make me struggle. Is that going to give me a cascade? If I have a point here. It's way too big. Way too big. Cascade, cascade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half and I'm going to unfold it. Or should I just resize it? Because that's definitely not the shape. Oh, I need to cut it anyway. Like you said, guys, I know what I'm going to make, but who knows how this is going to go down. So, woo, I cannot recall whether this is going to give me the cascade or not. I'm so scared to make a mistake in front of you guys. I'm a little insecure right now because I might make a mistake. Let's do symmetric. Let's do symmetric. No, I can't do symmetric because one side is gonna be smaller than the other. But this is the thing. This is what 2021 is all about, you guys. We have to reach for the next level to these things. We can't be afraid. We can't be like, you know, shutting ourselves out to opportunities. That's way too long. Oh, I'm so paranoid. So this might gather up on the side, right? Too long. Let's see. I'm going to put a seam here. Guys, if I do this, whoo, hallelujah. I'm going to put a line here. And then I'm going to put a line here. I don't know. No say. And then I'm going to sew this to this. Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Okay. So I want to say this one is going on the side and this is going to the front. This one's going on the side, it's going to the front. Wait. You guys, if I do this, it'll be a miracle. I'll sleep good tonight because I'm so paranoid right now. These gizmos, guys, let them do what you want them to do at the right angle. I'm nervous. Something happened. Something close. So now I get it. Okay, I know what I did. This is dear, like you said, this is what happens, you know. I feel like this wrap needs to be like that. Let's see. But the cascade part, right, is really this way. This part is too big. Guys, I'm concentrating because then I stop talking, right? I'm letting this thing do what it wants to do, but what I want it to do is this. This one goes down, right? Right. This, let's make it go out. Let's slash and spread, right? Because that's where a lot of the fullness is going to come from for the cascade. So let me just slash and spread like 2 times. Let's see what happens. Right? That's a funky shape, but we can fix that later. Let's go to this line here and let's bring this down. Maybe not as much. I'm going to make this on a different level. Maybe I just didn't do as much as I wanted to do here. Hi, I'm not going to say your name, Vad, Mr. Vad. Freeze the dress? Oh, come on. Hold on a second. Mr. Vad said, freeze the dress. Vad, I'm going to make this dress. I'm going to name this after you. We'll just do number 1. Then when I simulate it. So let's spread this out a little bit more. I'm trying to make a cascade that I don't know what I did. I wanted to cascade this way. Gardinovich, if I mess up your name, don't hate me. This is an international channel. Because I'm so American that I say it like American. Whew, let's see here. This was the hard part. Come on, guys. This is too long. So that means all of this has to go back up. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. I cannot think of what the shape should be. I can't remember. But I'm going to try that side. He said, freeze that dress, girl. Please. Save us. Freeze the dress. Alright. Because it's a skirt. Where's the skirt? I gotta freeze this. Free the back. There we go. Okay. Something is happening. This is too long. This is a little bit long. Now I think I remember. I keep saying that, right? Now I think I remember. So if you remember, then why you didn't do it? I want these to be a little bit closer. Maybe just on one side, right? This is not long enough down here. And now all of this, I don't need to see, right? All of this under here. I just need to see this cascade, but what is it doing? It's not cascading enough. Ah, maybe it's just really like a scarf. Oh boy. Just take some of this out. Like a wraparound scarf. This part needs to be shorter. Almost there, almost there. Let's give her some waistband. This point is pointless. The point is pointless. The point is pointless. The point is pointless. The point needs to come in all the way. Guys. Yeah. The point is pointless. Aha. Uh-huh. This is draping. Whoever was asking me to drape. This is draping, if you want to know. The point is pointless. The point is deleted. I just want to get the cascade right, and then guys, I think it's a full dress. You guys have to tell me what you think. This has to drop down. So both of these gotta come out just a little bit. Yep. Now. Okay. Let's change some of these sewing lines. This one is this, right? And this is this. What is the difference? One is straight, one is not. Okay. Hold on a second. I digress. I promised you guys 1 hour. You know this stuff doesn't take 1 hour. If it was 1 hour, you would not see this magic right here. This magic is magical. My cascade is hiding inside in here. I'm thinking I'm doing something wrong. It's hiding. Ooh, guys. Let's solidify this. Alright, so I'm going to change the sewing and I'll tell you why. Because it's too straight at the side. So I want some gathers here, but I want to control where the gathers are going to go. So I'm going to give a point on this side as well. And I'm going to move that down. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so now I'm going to take off this sewing line. And I'm going to sew this piece to the shorter side here, and this piece to the longer side, which then I have to do like this and then reverse because I didn't sew them the right way. Reverse sewing. Let's see what happens. So I have some more gathers up here, and then this could be straighter. Like a true wrap. Took me a minute to get to this, guys. I will perfect this and I will get it to you as soon as I can. Not bad for a my first time. Yeah, why did I just mess that up, right? Like totally. Totally screwed that up. Totally screwed up everything, right? Yes. How many times can I go back? Control Z, 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 Control Z. You think it will crash if I keep doing that? Like, I want to be a tester at CLO, so they can be like, Darrell, what are you doing? I'm doing what a normal person would do. I want to get back to where I was. And I want to stop making mistakes. All right, guys. Whew, very close, guys. But I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to make this. this a project file for you guys to enjoy. I mean, say nothing of color, fabric. We can unfreeze this. I'm gonna hide this so I can fix the bottoms. Oh. I mean, this is what you have to go through. Dia, you understand. I think Mr. Vad understands. These things look like they're a lot of fun and they are a lot of work. Let's make it pink. Let's make it, you know, look like maybe we gave it a try. It's not bad. Let's take this off of level 1. Like I said, I could spend a couple more project times to do this. I hope you guys did learn something about watching me work. I hope you learned something about where to download patterns. And that's it. I'll be doing more of this. Let's see here. What do I want to do with this? I want to take this off of the layer. Not that. This. Not bad. Let's give her a little pose. Do I have custom poses? Yeah. Don't ask me why I chose the pose that she goes all the way around. That was to look at the back. Now I did forget about the 3-part sleeve, but I will add that to the project file, or we can leave it like that. It's up to you guys. It's really nothing but a cut and paste. Let's raise up the particle distance a little bit, just a little bit. I like to render at particle distance of 10 in case I have to move something around. A little bit. I mean, it's right there, you know, guys, it's right there. I would spend a lot more time on this. You know, we didn't do the neck binding, the 3-part sleeve. That cascade gave me a headache. Things will give you a headache. Don't give up. And nobody called it out. Nobody called it out. Save your work. Now, what if Chloe were to crash on me while I was doing this video? Oh my God. What? Now, just go to the render settings real quick. They need a switch. Stop render to simulate. Simulate render button. Would you like to stop simulating now? I mean, but it's good. You have to analyze things, you know. You have to look at garments for what they are, what they could be. If you're doing it for fun, if you're doing it for yourself, it's good to look at other stuff and see uh, what you can do. Like now I know how to do this wrap the right way. It's just really a wrap that kisses. Um, you know, you learn and you grow. This is what we, you know, this is what we're here for. I'm teaching you guys. This light is very harsh. I'm showing you quick lighting the scene. Woo! That's hot. Oh, I don't like the way these sleeves are bunched up, but so we're gonna give a little comparison. Yeah, that's the pose that I need. Hold on, let me see if I get that pose. That pose is just like relax. Everything's gonna be okay. Let's give her the relaxed Chloe avatar. So you can see the waistband and those sleeves could straighten out. I forgot she turned all the way around. That's why I do it at 10. For something like that. What if I don't like the pose and I need to move the garment? Then not bad. Not bad. I gotta match up a little of the scenes, but they came out okay. For this tutorial, I hope you guys liked it. You guys say that you the sorry, who is this? Aiden. Aiden, I will go over that the next time. But I'm gonna stop this here because you guys can pretty much get a gist of what you can do, how you can go about creating something just visually, where you can get patterns from, how to do a sleeve, how to fit something, you know, that you see and you want to create it, you know. That's what we are. We're creators. So all I got to do is give her her zipper, her binding on her neck, you know, her sleeve finish, her three-piece sleeve, and then I'm done. But right now I got the silhouette, so I could just go ahead and start there and work from there. And that was an hour and a half, guys. So you watched me from start to finish for an hour and a half, and you got to see where you can download some free patterns. So this is it, guys. This is what we will do on Sundays at 11. Now that I got how to do this live stream, we're good. So guys, I do have like I said, the Daz 3D stuff is coming up. I'll release it. It's released on Patreon. I will release it probably another week or so. Everybody gets exclusive content on there. I am starting a pattern or project file download place for you guys to actually download these project files. It's a website, and you know, I'll be able to give you that, offer you some help, and showing you how things are done, and different types of, you know, garments like coats, like the coat that I did the other day. I'll do another coat for the next time so you guys can see the difference in how to do lapels and collars and all of the more structured stuff that we you know, pattern makers like to do. Sleeve cap is a little small. I'll fix that on the next one. And guys, thank you so much. Thank yourselves for joining in and all of the comments. I had a really good time. Like I said, Sundays at 11 we will be doing this, and this will be in the download once I release the video for this. Anna, every we made this dress, Anna. It was a struggle at the end. We made this dress. This is a two-piece, actually, a skirt and a a top with a bell sleeve. So I'm going to give you guys this project file once I release the video. Yes, I'm going to save it to the channel. So I'll give you everything. I'll save it to the channel, and you guys can see my face now on. I got the little setup with the lights and the whole thing in my new house. That's really like not a new house, needs a lot of work. But I got my little area, so I'm happy to have you guys. I'm happy to teach you guys, and that's it. So also comment. Let me know the questions. Come next time, next Sunday around this time with questions. I will try to do it. If you suggest a better time, you know, if you're international and you might, maybe you want it at 8 o'clock, or maybe you want it at 9 o'clock, and it's kind of that twilight time with overseas. Let me know your time, you know, that you think will be good, and I'll do that for the next one. The next thing is going to be about DAZ 3D and measurements, how to get DAZ models into CLO, and how to get DAZ models that have more realistic features uh, to customize the measurements on them. So that's going to be really good next Sunday at 11 a.m. Okay, every Sunday 11 I'm here. 11 Eastern Standard Time. But guys, I'm signing off, all right? I don't even know how to sign off. The struggle is real.